Hello everyone. So now that we have successfully created our point class, we are now going to start building our main program. So this is where we will use the point class to accomplish the tasks in our project. So um, first, as we did in the previous video, we need our imports, right? So we need to use import CSV, and then of course. From our class, we need to use from point. From point class, import point, and then import matplotlib. So this is what we're going to use. This is the library that we're going to use for plotting, for creating that plot that I showed you in the introduction. Matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, so there we have it. Now, as we did in the previous video, we created an empty list, no, where we will put our raw data. So we call it points before. Let's just call it point list, so to make it more intuitive. And then for matplotlib, this is I'm just going to. So this is for matplotlib, no, kaning mga list is things. I'm going to create two for plotting na ni siya, no? And then more things is equal to this one. Okay, so same as in the previous approach, we need to open the coordinates file. Okay, so if you recall, we need open, and then first argument is the file location, and R is the second argument, and then as coordinates. So let's use the same name. So for the file location, I've already typed it here. So file location. So this will be our file location, and then change it to forward slashes. I'm sure there's a quicker way to do this, but I'm not familiar with that yet. So it's our file location, and then oh, forgot, must put coordinates.csv. Okay, and then let's type in coordinate list is equal to csv.reader our coordinates. Okay, so the next step is we are going to loop through our coordinate list again, and then this is the one of the major difference between this one and the previous approach. So for line in coordinate list, okay, so we are going to extract the point number, the x and the y, and then we are going to use those parameters or those values to instantiate or to create an object of the class point. Okay, I will show you. So the point number is equal to line 0, right? That is the first element in the data, and then x is equal to float. So why do we have this float? We need to cast this to float because we know that this is a string, right? After CSV.reader, even if the in the CSV file those are numbers, it will be interpreted as a string. So we need to convert it into a float. Okay, and then line, that is the second, right? The x is the east things, and then y is equal to our north things, which is line 1. Guys, I'm sorry for that. So what we're going to do next? So we need to create a temporary point here. So I'm just doing this to make it very clear, no? Make it more readable. So temporary point is equal to point, and then we are going to instantiate the point right now using these values. So we are going to add in our point number, our x, and our y. Now, after doing this, after creating this temporary point, we're going to append this to our points list here. We're going to add this to our points list. So, points underscore list dot append. So, why is this? A point list, no s. So, point list dot append temp point. Okay, so that will append our temporary point to this point list. Point list list. Okay. Okay, so after doing that, we need to populate also these eastings and northings. Now we will use now this newly populated point list object. So for point in point list, or let's just type in, let's just use point for it to be more intuitive. So eastings dot append. So we're going to append the point dot x, right? And then for northings, going to dot append point y. Okay, that's basically it, no? But then again, if you're dealing with lots, we need the first point and then the last point also, because as you know, so 1 to 2, for example, if you have 1 to 6 corners, we need to go back to 6 to 1, right? So we need to input it here. So if we need to create a small if statement here, so point list dot index. So you're already familiar with this, no? Index point, our current point. If the index of our current point here in the loop is equal to the length. So this is also one of the reasons why we use this point list instead of just adding the eastings right away here, because we have this function length, no? But if you have a more optimized way of doing this, then please do that. So point list minus 1. So meaning we are already at our last index. So we are going to add eastings that append the point list, first point list 0 dot x, and then the northings that append point list 0 dot y. Okay, very nice. Okay, so there we have it. We already populated the point list and also the eastings and the northings. Okay, so let's try it, no? Let's try it. Let's print the contents of each one. Print the contents of our point list and also print the contents of eastings and northings to see if we did it correctly. So for element in point list, wrong spelling. So for element in point list, we're going to print each element. And the same thing for eastings and northings. Okay. So we're going to print here point list, and then /n. Oh no, it's not it. \n, just for some formatting these things. Okay, so let's start to print it. Okay, so there we have it, guys. So here we have our point list. So we have point list, so this is our point objects, no? So we have 6 of these. So point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6. We have our eastings and also our northing. So that's really cool. Okay, so we've successfully populated the lists. Okay, so in the next video, we will finalize the output, no? Where we will structure the distance bearing output, and then the same thing, we are going to output it in the text file, and then we are also going to use a matplotlib library to plot it using with a GUI. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Hope you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one.